a mystic, superstitious, Christian faith-healing Scientologist, Mormon, and homeopath, was delivering a sermon on Jesus, her imaginary tulpa who can't get over the fact that people pleasure themselves, and known taker of wheels.
Before today's sermon begins, you must get on your knees and worship God and accept that He is the most highly enlightened being the world will ever know, even greater than Charles Darwin.
At this moment, a gentlemanly, pro-rationalist, brave atheist crusader champion who had successfully rejected old church dogma and become enlightened by his intelligence stood up and held up a bone from a human skeleton.
Milady, is this a rib bone, like the one from which the biblical character of Eve was fashioned?
The arrogant homeopath smirked quite Christianly and smugly replied,
You betcha! Eve was indeed fashioned from a rib, just like the one you have there, you dim-witted sinner who shall burn in hell for all eternity!
Wrong. Biblical Eve was not fashioned from a rib because she never existed due to the fact that God doesn't real, which we know because nobody has ever been fashioned from a rib. And if Eve really did come from a rib, then why are there still ribs?
The superstitious, palm-reading Scientologist was visibly shaken and dropped her collection plate and copy of the King James Bible translated for the limited vocabulary of a Texan hillbilly. She friend-zoned the brave atheist and stormed out of the room, crying those closed-minded homeopathic crocodile tears. The same tears that mystic deity-worshipping phrenologists cry for the damned, whose problems are due to a combination of their own life choices and circumstances forced upon them by unjust theocratic laws, not punishments from a non-existent sky wizard when they jealously try to claw justly earned wealth from the honest laborer who, unlike the church, pays taxes to support these mass brainwashing cults against his will. There is no doubt that, at this point, our preacher of anti-science, Sarah Palin, wished she could into space and explore the galaxy, and become more than a superstitious, New Age, crystal-healing, critical thought-suppressing soccer mom wish-fulfillment fantasy. She wished very much that she had a fedora to wear to become enlightened by her intelligence, but in her years of ignorance she had never learned how to tip even a trilby. The congregation applauded and all pledged fealty to Richard Dawkins that day and accepted Bill Nye the Science Guy as their one true spiritual leader. A transitional fossil named Archaeopteryx flew into the church and perched atop a fresco of Jesus, which then crumbled off the wall to reveal a long-since painted-over periodic table of the elements, and he shed a euphoric tear into the collection plate. The Epicurean paradox was quoted several times, and Nikola Tesla himself showed up and decreed a nationwide law of no creationism in the classroom. Even though technically this law already existed, it now included Sunday school because if it's a school, then it's a classroom. The church building was repurposed as an abortion clinic, and the preacher was excommunicated the next day. She died of preventable illnesses because she refused to get vaccinated, and her remains, which are made of star stuff, were absorbed into the biosphere and eventually radiocarbon dated by advanced spacefaring societies looking back in horror upon the dark times when there were still fools who believed in magic sky fairies until the world was saved by brave atheists. And what was the name of that one brave, euphoric atheist crusader champion? Why, it was Carl Sagan. Checkmate, God worshippers. Imagination spaceship, away!